It's beer o'clock on my little craft beer. Today we've got a beer from Stout Brewing Company and it's their coffee milk stout coming in at 4.2% ABV. There's a look at the label. There's the bottle cap. Let's get this coffee milk stout out into a glass and see what we get. Now it says on the label that there's no shortage of talented people working at Stout. I don't doubt that whatsoever. They're one of the best breweries in the world. They got a person there who works for them called Brian Gallagher, a brewer who learned the art of fermentation in the UK, using the beer you now hold, and you will take on a traditional English milk stout. So I'm interested to see what exactly is a traditional British milk stout. To be honest, there's not many about. There probably was a lot years ago, but this day and age there's really not that many milk stouts in the UK. I would probably think that the most, there's an awful lot more milk stouts coming out of America. You've got Left Hand, a couple of the other breweries. I'm not going to kind of spin them all off now, but yeah, there's a lot more milk stout in the US than it is in the UK. So take away that way of thinking. 2 to 3 finger tan coloured head, nice amount of carbonation, jet black beer. Let's get the aroma. Oh, blimey. Wow, the amount of coffee in this beer smells fantastic. It smells like an espresso stout. But you certainly get that lovely kind of milky aroma also. A kind of lactosey, milky, creamy, almost butter-like aroma. With a coffee mixed with that is absolutely fantastic. Let's dive in. Cheers. And yeah, I'm going to be honest. I reviewed a Belgian ale, then a wicked hoppy lager, and they were both kind of pushing 7.5 and 6.7% ABV. But this what did I say it was? 4.2% ABV. 4.2% ABV. The amount of flavour in this beer, it's holding its own. I generally do a couple of beer reviews a night, generally 2 or 3 over the course of a few days. And I have to pick my beers carefully. I don't want to ruin my palate. So I went with a Belgian ale first, then I went with a hoppy lager, and I left this till last. And I'm so glad I did. I made the right call. This beer is holding its own in only a way that Stone beers can hold their own in any category. The first thing I get is the mouthfeel, that lovely, creamy, lactosey, latte-like mouthfeel. The aroma then, of course, the aroma and taste of that coffee just kind of spills over. Even changing my words halfway, I'm trying to kind of spill out mouthfeel, and then I'm kind of spilling out the words aroma, just because by the time I've kind of gone to say mouthfeel, the aroma is kind of rolling over onto that, onto my kind of brain, onto where I am next with the taste. But to go with that mouthfeel, that lovely kind of milky mouthfeel, there's a level of refreshment, there's a level of drinkability. And then, after all that, there's that bitterness, that coffee bitterness, that chocolate bitterness, bitter, dark chocolate bitterness. It's hard to believe it's 4.2% ABV. It's quite hard because it's just holding its own. It's just drinking like a 6% stout. It's got that beautiful mouthfeel, that beautiful drinkability, and that wonderful flavour. But it's not 6%, it's 4.2%. So you could enjoy 3, 4, maybe even 5 of these beers on a night out, and still, you know, look for the little top shelf before you decide to head home. It's a beautiful beer. Look at that lacing, rocking the beer back and forth. Beautiful looking beer, beautiful aroma, beautiful taste. I reckon at Stone, like all good companies, they have kind of, to new employees, they probably have their vows, their company lines, you know, where you learn the lines in the induction, in the process of getting the job, learning your trade. They probably have certain things that they expect, and that's only down to quality. It's not because these companies want to try and brainwash you, it's because they demand quality. And I reckon the 3 things that every new employee who works for Stone has to learn is how the beer looks, how the aroma is on the beer, and how it tastes. And they're the 3 most important things probably to any new employee at a company like Stone. And they could probably teach a lot of breweries, certainly here, some of the regionals in the UK, because let's not forget, Stone now are probably the size of the regionals in the UK, and they're doing a far better job. They're building, they're growing, they're progressing, but they're not letting this slip. And I reckon them philosophies should be shown to some of the regionals in the UK, because they just churn out some of the most bland, boring beers in the world, and then they try and kind of market it up to being something it's not, or they put it in a clear glass bottle or a green bottle, or you know where I'm going with this. It's just irritating. I've kind of gone off track here with this beer review. I sometimes do. A lot of it's relevant to beer, so I'm not talking about cars or video games. I hope you don't mind me kind of going off track a little bit. It's just passion. It's just my passion for beer. I wish some of these regionals in the UK, the size of Stone, would produce beer like this. Rating then for Stone Coffee Milk Stout, 4.2% ABV. I cannot give this anything less than a 9 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. I just think it's a fabulous beer. It's got everything that I would want from a coffee milk stout. If you shouted across the bar to me, would you like to try one of these Stone coffee milk stouts, and you rolled that bottle, or you slid that bottle down the bar and you caught it American style, you poured it out, and if you had to kind of imagine that beer, this is how I would imagine it. It is spot on, absolutely spot on. 9 out of 10. Put your comments in the comments box. Please subscribe to our daily beer reviews, and cheers.